There we go. Hello and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Valley by Night, River City, our Vampire 5th Edition actual play. I'll be your storyteller for the evening, Jason. And with me tonight is Eric playing Kyle, Sarah playing Emma, and Jeremy playing Egidio. And last session, I believe we wrapped up a little masquerade breach, or potential masquerade breach. When you finally manage to track down this waitress, Kathy Finn, and Strong armed her, and Kyle strong armed her into becoming a ghoul. Or at least starting the process. We'll have to see how it goes.
If nothing else, she gets a nice delivered breakfast as part of the deal.
One of her last meals.
Yeah.
Nah, ghoul stuff eat like all.
They can, but that's not what they want.
Alright.
Oh,
And
my dice.
you can just use the die roller. Roll20 loves you.
Roll20 loves no one. Roll20 is a fickle mistress. At best.
I will. He'll make it back at some point. Alright.
I've been muted. I forgot to ask Jason, did you get that last message I sent you?
I believe so. The one where you're talking about what you were planning to do. Or at least thinking about doing.
Depending. Story dependent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it from me, viewers at home. COVID sucks.
I think you were the last of the group to get it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've had it twice this year.
Oof.
The first time I thought it was just like a 24-hour stomach bug, so it was gone like that, but the exact same symptoms as last time, so it might have been COVID.
Yeah, it could also have just been a stomach bug too if it was gone that quick.
Maybe.
COVID, like the cranberries, likes to linger.
Speaking of, I'm still registering as positive, so I need to text my supervisor. Do your thing. I'm gonna get my phone.
All right.
Well, everyone, this has been your local vampire announcement. I don't know.
Anyway, did we wrap up with y'all going to bed?
I was about to ask that. Did we go to sleep?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think we did.
Okay. Then let's start off today with y'all waking up, or tonight with y'all waking up. Give me a hunger roll.
Fuck.
Egidio needs a snack.
Egidio, where are we at? Yes, definitely need a snack.
Same.
So that's what he's gonna do. Is he's gonna hunt.
Okay.
Manipulation. 2 applies and an extra. Yeah. Egidio is going to call up his buddies in the blood bank, or I like to think that he's just funneling his contacts into his own blood bank, or the one that he donated towards. Be like, hey, there's like a cool like opening here. I'm just saying. Oh, thank God. 4 successes.
All right.
which I think was the agreed upon DC for mine in particular because of
Yes,
what I did.
I believe you're correct.
I'll take myself back to Hunger 1, question mark?
Yes. Because you were sitting at what, 3 or 4?
3.
Okay. And Emma.
She's gonna go a little bit outside of the usual apartments. She's hit those a little bit too often for her own comfort, and maybe go into more of like a lower end suburb kind of area.
Okay.
Still doing the delivery driver kind of thing as cover, but
Okay, give me a roll.
4 successes. 2 of them on hunger, but none of them critical.
Okay. Yeah, that should be good enough. So, Egidio manages to get him a couple blood bags. Emma, you managed to deliver food to somebody who was alone in their house. You know, they're answering the door and explain that they didn't order anything, and then well, unless you're actually targeting the people that did order stuff.
Nah, that would leave too much of a paper trail.
Okay.
I didn't order any pizza. Here's your pizza.
Take this pizza! Does this pizza taste like chloroform? No.
Oh my god.
That wouldn't work at all!
Kyle, give me a hunger roll.
Already did. He's hungrier.
Okay. Does he need to hunt this evening?
Yeah, he's pretty hungry.
I'm gonna start using my hunting rolls to leave bags at the Deadman's drink, just in a little ice pack.
I've been failing a lot of my wake up rouse checks this game.
I've failed specifically the wake up ones, but every other rouse check I'm usually pretty good at.
Yeah, that's what I've kind of noticed with Kyle.
Alright, so where is Kyle going to hunt today?
He's going to hit the slums again. He knows those grounds pretty well.
Okay. Give me a roll.
He's going to go hunting for caloric blood.
Okay, hunting grounds. Slums, baseline difficulty is 2. What'd you get?
Are you serious?
Did you mess it critical?
Yeah. The 2 crits I have are both on the hunger dice too, so I can't do anything about it.
Alright, so how many successes do you have total?
At some point, you're just gonna lose a point of humanity, man.
6.
That's a lot of successes.
Yeah.
I mean, we already did the masquerade breach, so maybe we can't repeat that one. Knock on wood. This was a lot more acoustically pleasing than mine.
Yeah, it was.
That was nice.
Alright.
My dice just like to give Jason something to do, I guess. I don't know.
Derail the campaign for a couple sessions.
Your dice are like, hold up. Let me cook.
Resonance. Alright.
Let him cook. You gonna roll for your resonance, at least? See if you at least made it worth it?
Well, because of Bloodhound, I can hunt for a specific blood type.
Mm.
So
My
there's
resonance
that.
is. I don't have a resonance today.
Where is the?
Actually, I can get. I have a D10 I can roll. I don't know why I rolled the vampire dice.
Blood potency, feeding. That's the residence.
I have emergency dice for whenever I'm here at my girlfriend's and need to run a game.
All right, what am I looking for
I'm
for
in
the
glass.
for the roll for the type of blood and the potency or the acuteness of it?
Well, I just need to roll a d10 to see if it's like acute or anything. Because of Bloodhound, I can hunt for a specific resonance without having to roll for a random one.
Okay. Yeah, but I had a chart last time for.
Yeah, it's basically the only numbers that are really matter are 9 and 10,
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll for that then.
I believe.
It's the same for a Gidio with backblood.
Oh, there it
because
is.
I'm always gonna have
Temperament
a certain.
resonance.
I'm always gonna have a certain resonance in my blood, so it's like, well, I'm just gonna roll a d10 to see if it comes out or not.
It's well-rounded, nothing
Okay.
special.
Yeah.
All right.
At some point, I'll remember to roll for that kind of stuff, but I'm not worried about it too much.
Brought out my emergency dice.
In case of TTRPG, break glass.
I'm not. This bottle's really pretty. I'm not breaking it.
Gently dispel dice from glass.
Oh, there it is.
It's
Messy
glass
criticals,
and
bestial
it's
failures. That's what I needed. All right, so this is a messy critical.
Messy critical, not a messy failure. He very much so succeeded.
Very much so.
Yeah,
Unless I decide he failed,
and that's
because
true.
that's one of the options.
I could have just failed the hunt.
Ooh, what are your advantages?
Oh, there you go.
Haven, Mask, Underworld Influence, and Resources.
I don't see any of those that would be good.
The mask could come apart. Just like, here's a picture of the guy. Hello, Cupcake. Can I help you?
All right, so this is what you do.
Shriek like a cat, I guess.
You track somebody down. In a backyard, as you pounce on them, someone comes running out from the house. You just sort of swat this person away. You continue feeding. But you wind up draining him dry.
Ooh.
Okay.
When you're finished, you look over. The person you pushed away, teenage girl. You shoved her over into the wall. She is unconscious. You check her. She's breathing and all. She's going to be okay. But for the rest of the night, it's weighing on you a little bit. Because you realize you probably killed her father more or less in front of her. I mean, I guess you knocked her out before she actually saw much of anything.
Okay.
Now, what do you do with the body?
You do know a guy.
That's just gonna keep happening in the session, I think.
Please tell Cupcake that we love them.
You're gonna make me wish I kept those baby squirrels I found yesterday. Okay, Kyle, what are you planning to do with the body? And by the way, you gained a stain. That's what all that was about.
Do you know a guy that can make it disappear into the dirt?
Kyle can make stuff disappear into the dirt too. He's a gangrel.
That's true.
I thought he mostly just makes himself. I thought Gangrel mostly just make themselves disappear into the dirt.
There's other various bits of powers they can get a hold of that lets them like sense people under the dirt or
That's
stuff like that.
And
But-
almost nobody else.
Yeah, that's a gangrel thing. This guy has no blood in him at all. So he's not going to leak blood anywhere.
That's very true.
Yeah, he's just gonna arm over the shoulder, pretending like he's escorting a drunk home.
And then walk back to your motorcycle, or
Yeah, back to the motorcycle, put him on the back, tie the arms, around like he's holding on to Kyle, and he's gonna drive out of town.
Weekend at Bernie's this shit. Let's go.
Yep.
all right. So you exit Decatur stage left, huh?
I am exiting Decatur stage left.
All right. Just going to dispose of the body out in the county somewhere.
Basically, yeah.
Some
Pig
landfill
farm.
somewhere. Ah, pig farm.
I mean, if there's a pig farm nearby, yeah.
Probably not that Kyle would know about.
Well,
Are you sure? He's a local.
Google's a thing.
I'm a local. I don't know where a pig farm is around here.
Fair
And you're
enough.
basically driving towards where I live, so.
Fair enough.
But there's plenty of little creeks and stuff around, so.
Yeah, he'll drive out into the county a bit, where he can still kind of see the river. He'll tie a large rock he can find as long as he's out of sight while doing it, and then with a bit of enhanced strength, make sure he gets into the middle.
Does that require a rouse check for potency? Or does that just kick in automatically?
Are you just doing it?
That's just me basically
Wait,
saying I've got 4 dots in strength.
I
Yeet.
can be a human with a large rock attached to it.
I mean, I could make a rouse trick. Actually, yeah, because that's a very long river, or very wide.
It's very
river.
wide, yeah.
Okay, I don't get any hungrier.
Thank
Okay.
God. Oh, you wouldn't go to Hunger 1?
Yeah, so I use prowess, and
Alright, so yeah, you chunky way out there.
with big rock attached to him, so sinks to bottom. So bloated corpse doesn't just start floating around the river.
You give the catfish something to eat.
Basically.
You ain't wrong.
And while he's there, look around. Is anybody? No cars driving by, anything? No. He does
No.
sort of go to an out of the way space.
If you're out, if you move out into the county some, yeah, you could find a wood patch of woods that went up right to the river.
Yeah. He's gonna go ahead and just clean himself off from all the blood since he's there.
Okay. Well, you're not hungry anymore. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Just help me remember at the end of the session to roll for those roll for that stain.
I think Gideon gets to the dead man's drink first.
Yep.
Quite possibly. More than likely, both of you make it there before him.
And he comes back wet.
Yeah.
Well, damp
Why do you
clothing
smell
anyway.
like river?
He's moist.
No.
Hell yeah.
And smelling of the Tennessee. Please don't die on camera.
I'm gonna try not to.
You get demonetized like that.
All right, so the other two of you get to the dead man's drink first.
Mm-hmm.
As you're sitting around waiting on Kyle. Or anybody else for that matter. A fairly well-dressed woman walks in.
Interesting.
Uh,
Not familiar.
You've never seen her before, did you?
The only other well-dressed woman I can think of is the one that looked like a Toreador.
Yeah, the one that invited us to the party.
Yeah, the one that
Yes.
duetted with Kyle.
The one that is apparently the Baron of the Princess Theater
Mm-hmm.
and the Old Opera House.
And every time you say Princess Theater, my mind goes, ooh.
Okay, I live.
So she walks in. She's dressed, it's like business attire.
Okay, so it's like a Chanel dress or something.
Mm-hmm. She's got a slightly pinched face, very kind of a stern look to her.
Emma just kind of looks over to Judia like, "V, are you seeing this?"
Yeah. We're both like, let's get a load of this person.
Is she lost?
I think Gideon will activate heightened senses and just kind of like clock for a heartbeat.
Well, give me an awareness roll.
Alright.
Or I guess be with awareness.
Wits, awareness, and then aspects. Wits,
Now heightened sense is the level 1, right?
awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wits resolve typically, I think.
No, that's too. That's if it's like really loud and I'm trying.
Oh,
Break it
yeah,
off.
no, that's the yeah. Never mind.
Okay.
But I can't imagine it's too loud here yet.
Well, with the lockdown going on, it's probably fairly quiet.
4 successes.
You aren't hearing a heartbeat out of her.
Oh, good.
She steps up to the bar, talks to one of the bartenders, asks where Kyle Adams is. Barkeep tells her, "Oh, the boss hasn't made it in yet. He's usually here by now, but sometimes stuff comes up." He asks her, "Can I get you anything to drink?" And you see her just kind of look over the selection. No.
Oh, she's charming.
Is there a private room where I could wait? And he winds, the barkeep winds up showing her back to one of the back rooms. Since
as they say, private room. I think Egidio will stand up and go like, "It's all right. Keep going, Melvin. I got this."
Oh, okay.
Name one of Kyle's NPCs and walk to the private room.
How is Egidio dressed?
He's dressed fine. He's just decently well. He's not wearing a pantsuit in a bar, but
he's maybe dressed noticeably better than the rest of the bar patrons.
Correct.
That kind of I should be blending in, but the brands are just a little too good.
I just bought this yesterday.
Should be blending in, but fashion.
I should be blending in, but I ironed this actually.
I mean, that's a little too real.
As you're walking back, she's kind of looking you over. Egidio Luna?
To some people. And keep walking to the private room.
Let me make sure I've got the right lady here. Yes. All right. I'm Levon Woodard. Yeah, once y'all are in the room. I am, for all intents and purposes, the owner of the mall.
I see. And no heartbeat, so
Yes. I'm one of the kindred of this domain.
just making sure. Just making sure we understand each other. Ventru?
A discerning eye.
You just fit the bill. And then owning a mall kind of cinched it. How may the Neighborhood Watch help you?
What a quaint name.
Gotta protect that masquerade.
I suppose it is inoffensive enough to use with modern communication. I simply had not come out to speak to the new barons yet.
You sound like you've been here a while, and I think that's a common grievance that we're getting.
I've been set up in the mall for the past couple of decades.
You don't look a day over 20.
How nice of you to say.
So, how may we help you?
I simply wish to speak to the new barons. I was already aware of Kyle, of course. He's owned this bar for a little while now.
Do you want to bring the other one in?
Oh, if there was another one of you here, certainly.
Yeah, and Egidio will poke out the door, make eye contact with Emma, and be like,
Square shoulders, adjusts hat, enters the fray.
she'll be here in a sec. I like her. She's lovely.
How is Emma dressed?
I mean, she isn't doesn't look like she's rolled in filth or anything, but just,
Like
plain
a
blue
college
jeans.
kid.
Pardon?
Like a college kid.
Yeah, I mean, just clean jeans, sneakers, basic t-shirt. Nothing like band shirt or anything, just a plain color t-shirt and a beanie.
Right.
Probably left the hoodie at the booth. Not nearly as nice.
Yeah, she does not look particularly impressed. To be fair, she hasn't looked particularly impressed at anything.
Yeah, hard to look impressed with her nose that high up in the air.
Does Kyle treat this? I'm gonna ask Kyle because Egidio would know this. Does Kyle treat this bar like a Camwood Elysium?
More or less.
Okay, then I won't do what I was gonna do.
He's had it set up as neutral ground for the mortal gangs of the
For the
city
mortal
anyway.
gangs, but
Which, depending on story, that might change. But it's also a neutral ground when dealing with Kindred, too.
Thanks, folks do pick up meals here.
Yeah. There's a general consensus of you're welcome here as long as you don't cause no trouble. Some people that come here regularly don't want to cause no trouble.
Then I will respect his wishes and not cause trouble, even when he's not here.
This woman's done nothing for you to cause trouble about.
I'm getting a vibe from her. but it wasn't going to be anything overt.
I know nosy me wants to know what you were gonna do.
All right, you'll find out later.
Cool.
So you're also one of the barons. How many of you are there?
Coterie kind of all leads the area, so
Oh, it's a democracy. Lovely.
how can we help you?
More of a meritocracy, but sure, continue.
I merely felt it was time I should come out and introduce myself. Should have done it so earlier, truthfully, but I've been busy.
How's them all doing? Actually, it's with all the like lockdowns and stuff.
Business is down a little bit. Rumor is they'll make us lock the doors completely here soon.
That is unfortunate.
I have the resources to make it through. They say it'll be a couple of weeks.
I was gonna say you may. I mean, if you have the resources, you could just make that like a Kindred hangout if you really wanted to.
I could still draw attention though with people going in and out.
Yeah, they simply have to come in carefully.
I'll send a. I'll tell her. Excuse me a moment. I'll make sure Kyle is informed. No, shoot a text towards Kyle and be like, just hit up the room when you're ready.
Maybe don't show up looking horrible, but
Dress nice. Sunday best.
don't come in looking like you just drowned a corpse.
So
I was gonna say I'll also have like the emoji of like a suit and the suit jacket and the pants.
And Kyle, you will get this text once you're done washing up and you go back to your back and then it's sitting there on the phone.
Well, it's a good thing I needed to head home anyway.
Is there another purpose to your visit aside from introduction?
Yes, I wanted to know exactly what the power structure is going to be here.
In regards to what?
Who is in charge? Who are your functionaries working for you? How does one move up?
Are you interested in a position?
Potentially. For example, if your entire coterie is running the place as a sort of I said democracy earlier, but perhaps a
Council.
board membership
Meritocracy.
is the sort of thing too. How would one get a seat at your table?
Well, you'd have to be part of the coterie, I would assume, but as of right now, we're not looking to accept any new members that I'm aware of. That is not to say that your wishes and ideas wouldn't be taken into consideration due to the tenure of your position in this area and your tenure in the ownership of the mall. We aren't looking to cause trouble or cause division. That's the last thing that needs to happen during what is essentially a full-on war.
Oh yes, certainly. We must keep in mind who the actual enemy is.
Correct.
Alright,
And there should be things. Once everything eventually comes to an end, there has to be something to come back to. There's no use burning down the city just to get a couple of rats out.
No, there needs to be quite a few rats before you burn down the city.
And even then, there are other ways. I'm sure Kyle is on his way. I believe Mr. Luna went to go make contact with him. If you'd
Oh,
like
yeah.
to wait, you're more than welcome to.
Send shot a text out. He should be here soon.
I believe he has some beverages a bit more suited for our particular persuasions of drinks, if you're interested.
Really? In a bar like... Oh, yes, I would very much appreciate that.
Emma would probably, after seeing Walter go for the beverage every now and then, she would probably know where it is and, find a decently, a nice enough cup
Also,
for it and
Put it in
such.
a real nice
I'm a-
decanter.
I will say,
Yeah,
Kyle keeps moving that.
she'll look in at least like the first couple places
He
underneath the
doesn't-
counter.
he doesn't like Walter just grabbing it because that's very expensive stuff.
Do like a nice, like how when they give you a big wine glass but only have like that much in there. She'll do something like that.
Ah, yes.
And
I had it
she
in
knows
Olive
she'll be
Garden.
paying for this. Just offer to the lady and take a seat at the table as well.
Oh, thank you. And she holds it to the light. She looks at it for long enough that you wonder if she's looking at the liquor or if she's checking the glass for spots.
Probably both, honestly.
But she seems pleased when she takes a sip. She seems to like it,
So, how did you get started in town?
Oh, I was embraced here.
I'm from just due south of here.
Emma in her head. The ocean?
How far due south?
Very far.
Oh.
It was a long journey to get here, but it's proven to be worth it.
But yeah, she's been here in town for quite some time.
Probably just end up making polite small talk until Kyle shows up,
Oh yeah. Well, she
little
asks, where she's from, where GDO's from. Maybe she asks Emma where Emma's from.
Originally from further up north. Not Canadian north, but northern seaboard. I move around a little bit with, how things go.
But the New England area.
Mm-hmm. I'll admit, your summers are far more vicious than the summers up north, but the winters are far milder.
Well, none of us will really notice the difference now.
No. Driving, though, I mean, you guys get ice. We just get snow and can handle it, but don't quite have the infrastructure for it down here. Granted, we don't have the infrastructure for the summers, so it balances.
She's looking at you. So you moved around a lot. Was that, or did you mean that pre-embrace or post-embrace?
A little bit of both. Sometimes
She is studying Emma.
Oh, sure. Let's roll composure to see if she can keep a straight face and not be like, "What do you want?" Wait, did I remove dice? I gotta double check that on my original sheet. So I think I roused the blood 1 point to give me extra points in composure, maybe, and forgot to take them back.
It was an intelligence to do the healing.
Yeah, but I have 6 points in composure, and I'm wondering if I've messed that up somewhere.
Then yeah, you probably roused it.
Yeah.
Because you can't get above 5 normally without rousing.
Yeah, that's what it's rolled for. Hey, we good. It's like she just kind of keeps the neutral, pleasant face of someone who's worked in a lot of customer service jobs.
All right, so Kyle swings by his house, cleans up a little bit more.
Changes into something a bit nicer.
If it takes more than like 10 minutes, I think Egidio sounds like a question mark.
It's
Dude,
going
where
to.
are you?
He went out of the city into the county.
Oh no,
Yeah, it's gonna take longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I the player understand.
But and eventually the small talk moves on to the events that have been going on. You know, Emma's kidnapping, the slaughtering of the Cam coterie, them flooding out Rat's domain. You know, the stuff with Rat. She seems to be well informed about what y'all been up to.
I mean, she's down the street, so
Well, she's across the parking lot, basically.
Yeah, and if she had anyone at that meeting, probably became fairly common news what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine gossip travels fast. Especially if she has a NOS friend.
Whoever's working the cameras.
Yeah. There's always a NOS in the room. Or in the security.
But eventually Kyle gets there. When you walk in, one of the waitresses says, oh, Kyle, there's somebody. Oh, looking sharp. There's a lady in the back that wanted to see you. I think she's back there with the GDO and Miss Hawthorne.
Yep, hence why I'm looking sharp.
Miss Hawthorne.
For the lady waiting on you, or for Miss Hawthorne?
Yes.
Or for a GDO, I don't judge.
For GDO.
One is Emma, the other is a business deal.
But as you walk in, they're talking about the incident with Rat. You know, you see her glass sitting over to one side, empty now. But...
And cooler heads just prevailed after that. It was and Egidio was lying, his embellishing his role.
How much is there to embellish? You were the one locked in Mortal Kombat with him.
Making himself sound a little better then.
That's when I choke slammed him.
No.
Suplexed him.
I see you all got well acquainted while I was busy.
Well,
yes.
The appointment apparently went on longer than expected.
Someone decided to do something stupid. I had to clean it up.
As is our task as Barons.
Well, as I was explaining to them, Mr. Adams, I have lived in this area or dwelled in this area for quite some time. I have been running the mall for over 20 years.
Do I recognize her?
You're not sure you've ever seen her before. Now, she called you by name when you walked in. She also introduced herself as Levon Woodard. The name you have heard before.
Okay.
And you have met some younger Ventrue that work for her. So you are aware of who she is. She's just never, graced you with her presence before.
Miss Woodard, I've met a few of your associates before.
Oh yes, I have. I keep some childer around to help me manage everything.
Given your investment, I'm not surprised.
My investment in the nearness of enemy territory. She kind of gestures, just kind of back in the general direction of the hospital.
Yeah, that.
But as I was telling your associates, I was interested in finding. Well, one felt it was time to introduce myself, uh, and wanted details on how you were setting up the power structure here in the domain, and how one might go about becoming part of that power structure.
Well, at present, becoming, well, to use terminology you'd probably be more familiar with, becoming part of the board, as it were, is at present not on the table. The current goals we're operating with is solidifying the security and defenses of the domain, considering we're at the front line between one of the major Camarilla strongholds.
Mm-hmm.
That's where our current priorities lie. Once that gets done to a sufficient level, then things will be up for reevaluation.
I see. It sounds reasonable. So you are up for expanding at some point, but you're not going to rush into it until you're certain things are stable.
Correct. Or at the very least, I feel that the defenses of the domain can handle being on the front line of enemy territory.
Also, considering we just became barons not too long ago.
It's been a month.
Yeah, it's only been a month.
Well,
that's like a drop in the. That's like a droplet of water in the entire time.
For you all, I've been defending this area for a while.
Fair enough.
Have you appointed a census taker or a sweeper yet?
I'm waiting to hear back from someone as to the sweeper position. I know he'll be a good fit for it. Still parsing potential applicants for a census taker.
Had y'all had asked anybody? I was thinking y'all had asked somebody.
I know.
Yes, Egidio had asked.
Oh, that's right.
A ministry, a setite, and Kyle's immediate gut response was hell no.
Oh, I see. Kyle, the southerner, doesn't trust the guy that might be from the Middle East.
Oh, shit. Didn't think about it that way.
Well, you're in Alabama, so, I guess it fits.
Fair enough.
Can't say I approve, but it fits.
Playing your character.
That's why he said what he said about the census taker, is they are still parsing applicants.
But,
Were there any that you would feel comfortable suggesting to that position that we might contact?
Or are you going to try to hit yourself?
Oh, no. She's far too busy. She's far too busy for the census taking.
I didn't think so. Just wanted to put it out there.
I love these Ricola cough drops. They work so well.
Well, she could always suggest one of her childer for the role of sweeper. He is perhaps does not have the head for business that she would have preferred. But he works well as she's been using him as her security chief for some time.
Everyone has their strengths.
Yes. Oh, yes. He's very clever. He's very useful.
Well, I can say that provided my current, depending on the answer of my current applicant, I will keep them in mind.
never hurts to also have others that are willing to assist in trying times as well. To build a defense, of course, since we are this close to the.
Oh,
the
of course. Any of us living here in the domain should come to his defense.
Of course.
The Camarilla cannot be allowed to take control of the sea back.
No, they cannot.
I have lived under them for many years. I do not wish to do so again.
I've heard bad things. They're not a problem where I'm from.
No, I would imagine you have other problems.
Mm-hmm.
Darn chupacabras.
He is the chupacabra.
The whole time.
Chupacabras just Jose, who just will not stop with the goats.
Can I get like a? Can I try to roll like a vibe check for the
Roll for vibe check as well.
You're breaking up a little bit there, Jeremy.
Can I roll like a vibe check for this lady? Just trying to see where her loyalties lie.
Can I also roll for vibe check?
Yep.
I don't think there is a vibe check roll.
There's a wits insight roll.
What's your impressions of this woman so far?
We'll find out here in a sec. 3, 2.
Well, I will say Kyle walked into this with the same amount of caution as he would like if he was talking to one of his like major domos when he was still in like gang structure. He's treating this woman like she's like a live viper.
I think that's kind of I rolled 4 successes, and I think that's kind of where videos as well. He's like, you know, an ally, but also an ally at arm's length.
Kyle's things is more like he just doesn't really like Ventru.
That's fair.
All of Kyle's prejudices are coming to light tonight.
Kyle just doesn't like anybody.
Well, here's the thing. It's almost clan-wide. Gangrel and Ventru really don't get along too well.
This is true.
So I'm playing into that a bit. He doesn't really. That's why he's sort of treating her sort of like as an arm's length thing.
Even in Dark Ages, you had kind of the class difference there.
And
because the Ventru were high clan and Gangrel a low clan.
And he's also. That's why he's specifically using neutral terminology. He's not committing to anything that he's saying, leaving himself wiggle room. Because he's also a businessman. He knows how this shit works to an extent.
Yeah.
Probably as well as her, but the whole thing with the Setites is he's just like, no, I just don't like them.
But as far as the GDO's vibe check, there's nothing you could point to go, well, she's clearly lying here. You don't know if she necessarily approves of any of you.
She's a Ventru.
That's fine.
Maybe you a little bit more. Kyle, there was a certain.
I'm really good at looking apart.
There was a certain, not clutching of pearls, but a certain tenseness around Kyle.
I mean, he's an intense person, so that makes sense.
And Emma, there was that just very blatant studying and slight disapproval of, maybe, I don't know.
And under the magnifying glass, and she's just waiting to catch the sunlight.
Yeah. The whole tenseness around Kyle, I can absolutely understand, though. Because, I mean, she is older than him, but at the end of the day, he is probably a lot stronger. Physically.
Well, you know, old Ventrus are can be pretty rough, too.
Yeah, they can. I think they have fortitude as a clan.
They have fortitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what lets them hang around in fights. How they were in Dark Ages, how they worked as knights and stuff. Back when they were the lead from the front sorts.
Yep.
Now, not so much.
Well, now it's just not the efficient way to do it.
It's one thing I actually kind of really like about the Gangrel is reading through their like Dark Age time is they literally went all over the globe, just wherever there was fighting to happen, because they loved the hunt.
But anyway, she thanks you for keeping her. Shoot, what was his name? For keeping Robert in mind.
Just said she had a child, or she never gave him a name.
Oh, did she not? I thought I'd given a name. No. Well, she won't take up any more of your time. Thank you for your courtesy. And the drink was wonderful. She does look at you, Kyle, and compliments you specifically on.
Well, I do like to keep a few things around for more discerning company.
She'll have to talk to you sometime about what where your source is for that. She hasn't had a steady source in a while.
Well, here, I'll help you. I'll see you out.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Luna.
Oh, before you leave, I will need the contact information of that childer of yours in case I need to get in touch with him.
Oh, of course. She reaches into her purse and she comes out with a business card. And it's, some fake security firm name on it, but it's got
Robert.
Yes, Robert's name.
All right. Thank you.
And then she lets the GDO leader out.
He waits till door closes.
Vengeful.
Yeah.
Going to have to learn to deal with everyone as the Barons.
I'm aware, but I'd prefer not to have to deal with those stuck-up pricks so soon after having to hide a body.
Oh, so that's the appointment that ran long.
Yeah. Guess who decided to rear their head again?
Your beast is very hungry, demanding, stubborn, willful.
That's what happens when you're as close to it as my clan is.
Learn balance. Give it places to run wild, as it were. Not like actually run wild. You understand what I'm saying. And give it places where it needs to know to behave.
I've been trying, but it's very content with the fact that my mind is kind of inured to the fact that death is a part of life. And that hunting is...
Your perks up somewhere where Ozzy's leading her out.
And Death?
And that hunting is natural.
Yes, but you don't just set a hunting dog free in the middle of a mall. Put boundaries. It's like a willful child that can snap somebody's neck or throw them across probably a fair distance.
Or a body halfway into the river.
Or a body halfway into a river. You weighted it at least, correct?
Yes, I weighted it.
Okay.
I've been killing people for a long time. I know how to prevent bodies from floating to the top from bloating.
Handy skill set. It's learning to tell the beast what will be and won't be acceptable. Sometimes it's learning to tell the human part that's left what will be and will not be acceptable.
That's the problem.
Well, you're a problem solver. Figure it out. We're going to have to. Otherwise, a snooty vent true will be the least of our problems.
Yeah.
This is all being said like once she is out of the room, like out of the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is
Out
not
of the
being said
room,
as
the
soon
door's
as
shut
door-
behind her. Yeah.
Soundproofing has kicked back in.
So a
I-
GDO. Oh,
My main problem. This is the only life I've known how to live. Being this way.
Well, gods or whatever else you believe in willing, you'll have many years ahead of you to figure out a new way to live. Or live this way still. I mean, she's run them all for, she said, a couple decades. We're all still fairly young. So,
I was attacked behind that mole.
really,
Mm-hmm.
I always forget
I'd assume your embrace was kind.
Yeah, I'm getting the feeling that my kind are some of the few that actually raise their children, so to speak.
Yeah. I was walking back to my apartment, and I got jumped. Had to try to fight him off. Cracked his nose, broke my arm, killed me, and then left me to wake up on the side of the road covered in blood, wondering what happened.
And you've sorted it out actually fairly well, with no guidance.
Well, I left a body count a mile wide to get out of the gang life.
And none of them have come following you back as far as I'm aware, so... Win?
We'll see.
Hmm.
At the very least, what the stories they tell about me is enough to keep them away from here and keep this as sort of a neutral ground.
Don't depend on them for too long.
I know.
Aside, we may have many more bodies to leave in our wake by the time this is over.
okay, GDO.
Yeah.
You have escorted her outside. There's Alexis sitting out there waiting on her.
Fancy.
She lets you walk her, to the door of her car.
Open it.
I will say, his motorcycle is also parked out there. If she feels like commenting on it, it's an extremely nice motorcycle. Very fancy.
Yeah, it's still a motorcycle though. Peasant.
Fancy bicycle.
Now the guy driving the Lexus, he may be admiring him. And as you're getting her to the car, I hope I'm not prying. But Miss Hawthorne,
Depends on what you're about to ask.
is she Ravnos by any chance?
Sure.
You know, I had that same question when I first met her.
And now?
I still have that question.
Ah.
Some things you just let people. Are you familiar with what do they call it here? Sorry, I'm not from here. LGBT.
Yes.
Like, when they come out and it's a whole thing, but you let them do it is the thing.
Oh, you don't pry. I understand.
Yeah, there you go.
I did not realize it was something that she was keeping quiet.
Bullshit.
Hey, let
Yeah,
a
it's
GDO
just-
not tell her.
It's one of those things where when they're ready, they'll speak it themselves.
Yes. There's also a Nosferatu associated with you, correct?
Walter. He's out doing reconnaissance, I imagine.
Oh, of course.
You know, Nas is as Nas will.
Yes, they make very good security. Provided that you find one that you can trust yourself. So many low clans. The last part, she just sort of mumbles.
Hey, we have a Malkavian.
Oh, but sure. Pick it up with heightened senses.
You broke up a little bit there, Jeremy. What was that?
I was saying, I'm sure I'd still pick it up with heightened senses.
Oh, yeah. Yes, with your heightened senses, she might as well have just looked you in the eye and said it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a pleasure to meet you, Egidio.
Of course. Have a lovely day. We'll open the door for her. All that good stuff.
She gets in, gives you another nod, you shut the door, and then the Lexus takes off.
Mm-hmm.
In some ways, she reminded you of some of the people back home.
He'll just sit there and... Honestly. Not as religious, though.
That's true. You saw no religious iconography.
I think Egidio will...
Uh-oh. I think we lost Egidio.
No.
Just take off.
Are you there, Jeremy? You just froze for a second.
I think I'm here.
Roboting.
How about now?
A little jerky on the camera, but your voice was coming through better then. All right, so what is it Egidio's doing now that she's driving off?
He's just letting her. He'll see her drive off and just watch for a bit, and then. Oh yeah. And then just.
The Lexus literally crosses the road back to the front entrance of the mall, and she gets back out and walks inside the mall.
That's fine. It's trust but verify, right?
Though a couple of men step out of the front door to greet her or to meet her, like step out and open the door for her, and then fall in behind her.
Yeah, for sure. And then he'll watch that exchange and be like, interesting, and then walk back into the drink and then into the private room. Unless he still have come out in that time.
Yeah, probably just sitting in there still going, been true.
Yeah.
We're either
Gio
going to
open
make
the door and be like, what a nice lady.
either gonna make an ally or an enemy of her. I think I'd prefer the first.
That Camino's only going to work for so long.
She has a stake in the domain, the mole. I mean,
That all depends on how business changes.
it also depends on how the domain changes. If this domain falls to the Camarilla, she could lose that mole. I doubt they would have any problem finding her, taking out her caliber and putting someone else in charge of that area.
Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me either way.
It'd be mutually beneficial. She probably has connections somewhere, I'm sure. And she seems like Egidio. She didn't look at you like you were a bug under a microscope.
No, she just tensed up when I walked in.
As Egidio closes the door completely and goes, if anyone asks, your clan Ravenous.
Oh, that would make sense. That's actually a very good cover. Thank you for that.
that seems nice. Just, has a stake in the domain. Probably doesn't want to see it go to the Ivory Tower. Gotta play ball with these people. You can't just sit in your own little bar and, there's more than just the bar.
I'm well aware.
It's a nice bar, but even I've made donations to the blood bank. That sounds funny as a vampire, but you know what I mean. Literal money.
Monetary donations.
Mm-hmm.
I've been taking my time, making sure that our defenses are getting up to par.
Defenses can include social defenses.
She's
large
a scorpion.
player. Yes.
So are you.
Hardly.
You're both predators. Some just dress up nicer than others. She's a viper and we'll have to learn to play with her. A lot of venomous analogies going on with this woman, though.
Something, something, fangs, something, something, sick.
That's what they are.
In the end, are we any better? We might be better because we're younger and just don't know better yet. She's put a shine to her beast. She knows how to use it. Sets it on prey and takes her time chasing it down. And hopefully she's not setting her sights on us.
Egidio will just sit there, let them talk, and be like, "Are we done in here? They might be asking questions out there." Particularly you.
But if nothing else, bring her. Maybe ask your friend about her dialer. See if maybe they'd like to co-lead, or maybe look into the security firm that she uses as a cover. Trust me, I'd much rather not be doing this either.
I was much happier just running this damn bar.
Consider the alternative.
They could have just straight given it to her, which I'm sure a lot of people probably are curious as to why they didn't, since she does own them all, essentially.
Well, from what the other barons mentioned, my instinct for protecting territory was a large reason why I was offered. Considering my first gut instinct to someone being taken out of my territory was to storm a Cam stronghold and eviscerate an entire coterie.
It was. I'm not discounting it, but it was a U-Haul, not a stronghold.
It was right next
Hospital's
to
a stronghold.
it. It was right next to it. Point being, I stormed Camarilla territory and slaughtered a coterie. Egidio, I will slap you.
I'm
not wrong.
All of us had a part, and I'm not discounting that yours was a bit more hands-on.
Hands in.
What?
I said hands in.
Hands in, hands on, hands through.
Bike through.
But
I was laying some hands on, that's for sure.
hands were rated E for everyone.
Yep.
But we all have our strengths. Yours is your tendency to defend and attack. What is yours? Egidio is a bit more of a social predator. I don't mean that in a bad way. And she looked over at Gidio, but you know how to schmooze people. We have to figure this out, or it will just be taken from us. They've already tried once. I'm sure we probably haven't seen the last of the gangrels either.
They probably tried a couple of times.
Or not gangrels, Brujah. No, they probably have. But
Egidio, you've still got your heightened senses going?
Yeah.
You hear a lot of motorcycles.
of the devils.
There they are.
And bamf, they appear.
Did they actually bamf in? Are they that
y'all,
great?
I think Egidio's like, did y'all hear that?
You hear what?
The fact that you hear something and we... Oh, good lord, what the fuck is it now?
Motorcycles.
Activates
And
heightened
he
senses.
gets out and leaves.
As you're opening the door, and maybe it was cracked a little bit from where you'd walk back in. You know, once you knew she was out of the building. It doesn't sound like they're pulling up to the bar or anything.
Yeah.
It's like you heard them kind of drive by, and then you're sure they must be in at least the mall parking lot.
Motorcycles across the street, or down the parking lot. You get up and leave and go investigate what the hell's going on.
Okay, you step out, back out into the main part of the bar.
I will say,
and it's pretty dead tonight. They haven't officially shut the stuff down yet, but everybody kind of knows that's coming.
Emma will follow, but before she leaves, she'll be like, "Remember, appropriate times, let the beast play." And you.
Okay. As you glance out the window, towards sound, you can all kind of hear it a little bit now. You see the last couple of motorcycles disappear behind the mall. Is that a bunch of different cats, or one cat that keeps getting up in that same spot?
It's the same cat. It's the same cat.
One very persistent and angry cat.
It's like a ride.
Cupcake
climbs up there just so they'll get picked up and put down. Whee!
Amazing, and we love them.
But yeah, it looks like they came down Danville Road, pulled into the mall, which is what you were hearing, and then following the mall perimeter back around, kind of behind the mall, out of sight from you.
There's really no one out here, right? Besides them.
What, in the bar?
In the bar, yeah, but like out in the parking lot.
There's a few people. The mall is not closed yet. Oh no, wait.
Okay.
I forgot about how long the Kyle hunting thing would have taken. It's probably right at closing time for the mall, so there's a few employee cars still out there.
Okay. Then, seeing this, Egidio, as soon as he's outside and not around a whole bunch of people. Oh my god, this cat's doing it again. Egidio will activate.
Is that the paw or the tail coming down?
I think it's the tail.
It's the tail.
Okay. I just got the image of this cat right behind your computer.
Egidio will activate Shadowcast.
Gidio turns into a cat.
Maybe you just need to sit there and pet the cat like Dr. Evil.
Today's episode brought to you by Cat.
Cats.
Cupcake is the fourth
So
player.
As Egidio gets up and out of the bar, another shadow just kind of like extends out of himself.
So he's casting two shadows?
he's doing his best to make it like along the same shadow, maybe make it slightly larger, or like make it slightly uncanny valley.
Okay.
But the way the power works, I can move it at will to wherever, and it pops up regardless of if there's light or if it's appropriate or not for it to be there. That's a rouse check. So very first Oblivion rouse check. It's a success, but not a critical.
Emma's just gonna go to her car and get her gun with the incendiary rounds, just in case.
Egidio does have his weapon.
Okay.
Where are you all going now?
I'm not going anywhere yet. Just getting prepared.
It is also it's also difficulty 3 to clock the shadow if it look it, and it has to look weird for it to do that too, for them to do that too.
All right. What exactly does this power do? You were roboting out a little bit earlier when you explained it.
Hang
All right. Attached to the.
Basically deals extra damage and social.
Oh, okay. I see. It's like an intimidation sort of thing.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. So you continue to hear the motorcycles. Quite a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point when they get back behind the mall, they shut off. You notice several cars coming in from one of the other mall entrances. They also pull around to the back, like around the opposite side, I suppose, from where the motorcycles went.
Mm-hmm.
The suspicious player and me. Are the Ventru and them working together?
Well, there was a lot more motorcycles than that one little group y'all dealt with.
Yeah.
There was 4 or 5 of them. There was, probably a dozen motorcycles.
Also, there was, we were told about one of Iola's visions about there's someone working against us. So.
That could have been Rat. Or any number of other people.
Just everybody's working against us. We'll just.
Rat was an instrument, not the mastermind of that.
That is fair.
Herd of motorcycles.
And then a bunch of cars and a couple of SUVs come by later. Like civilian model SUVs. But
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be a lot of people just coming to the mall right as it's closing.
How interesting.
We should contact the Ventru.
You get a. Let's see. Nope. Those 3 guys are from another domain. We are not involved today. You get a call from a Furman Dorsey. Like they call the bar and ask to speak to Kyle.
Hello?
Introduces himself. And the voice is vaguely familiar. And eventually you figure out, okay, it's a thin blood that's in the bar occasionally. Someone that lives in the general area, somebody's in the domain.
Yeah.
When you had the big meeting where you were kind of announcing stuff and explaining stuff to people, he was one of the guys that, he didn't do any talking, but he was one of the guys there, so, But, there's a lot of people moving into the domain right now.
Yeah, there seem to be a lot of vagabonds setting up shop around the mall. As he specifically clears his throat, considering Thin Blood said domain over the phone.
And you hear us like, oh, shit. So yeah, a lot of people running around in the area, and yeah. I mean, I was thinking the mall was closed, and well, I know your business is right on the other side of the mall, so I didn't know if something was going on, but I saw some people walking out of the woods, and on the back side where the movie theater is. Which, by the way, I have a new map to show you.
Ooh.
Well, that's never a good sign.
Yeah, that's a bad sign.
No, this is actually a map
the mall.
I'd been planning to put down for y'all to see.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just the basic layout of the mall. Yeah.
I love it.
Fair enough.
So, like, the dead man's drink would be on, like, this side. Basically, if you walk out that door in a straight line, you just about run into the dead man's drink. Across the parking lot.
Kick your ass.
And what he's describing is everybody kind of parking back here, close to where the cinema is.
Right.
And, up on the map, up that way, once you get past all the parking lots, is where you have that big band of woods and then a little bit of houses on the other side.
Yeah.
So this is all pretty well out of sight of the main roads. Everything's about closed. The closest building to the mall is a church over here.
Yeah.
Which used to be just a department store.
Egidio is, as he's out there, going to activate Shadow Cloak. Just kind of using the shadow he's making anyway.
Fair enough.
I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom.
And he is intending to slowly get there, like, quietly.
Filling the nostril tonight is Egidio.
Yeah.
The role of Nos will be played by
4, 5, 6, 7.
Strangely, the one time I can remember that on a show, it was one of my mom's soap operas, and they were announcing that one of the characters was now going to be played by Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion.
Mom was very disappointed when he appeared. The kid that had been playing the character before him had been playing him for a long time. And then it's a soap opera, and they suddenly decided to age the character up. So.
Alright, well, I am making my way quietly over to the ruckus. Which shouldn't be hard because it's a ruckus. I have a lot of dice stuff with it. Alright, well. I'm gonna, for fun, that's probably good, but I'm gonna just spend a little power to reroll since I can. There it is. 2, 4, 6 successes.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of stealth over there without too much trouble. And sure enough, you get around to where you can kind of see the cinema's parking lot. All those cars you saw, a dozen or so motorcycles, assorted vehicles. As you round the corner, you even see some people walking from the woods across the parking lot.
Like Gangrel or some shit?
Well, you can't tell at a glance. I mean, it's not like it's a really, really thick patch of woods.
Okay.
But
They just come out of the woods.
Just out of the dirt, like.
see, now I'm picturing the asphalt crumpling slightly, and then they back up to the dirt and come up.
Some Bugs Bunny shit.
Yep.
Are they still being like loud, or are they just like?
It looks like a lot of the people have gone inside. There's a few of the bikers that are still standing around talking and greeting one another, and there's some hooting and hollering going on. It is Alabama.
Yeah. Is there anything parsable, or is it just like it's just random shit?
Give me a wits awareness. Because there's a lot of people talking. See if you can pick out useful bits out of any of it.
Wits, awareness, aspects. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Okay. But yeah, they're talking about the last time they saw each other, or the last time they had one of these little get-togethers. Just a second.
Do you recognize a Brujah rant?
Who are you talking to?
You, the storyteller.
Oh, okay. That was not an character question. Okay.
No.
Actually, I'm trying to remember something. But you do hear one reference the last time they were at a rave.
That's what it's called, a rave.
And even the ones that are still talking, they're generally slowly moving towards the door.
Yep. I feel like I'm just like creeping up around I'm probably like next to a car, just like crouched under it or whatever, like someone who's already gone inside.
So yeah, and there's a couple of guys in suits that are opening doors for people as they walk in. And the people going in are making a little bit of fun of them, how they're dressed and the whole opening the door things. And, one or two of them walk over to a different door and open it themselves to go in, that sort of thing.
I probably don't recognize the individual faces, but does this look like the uniform of the people who are opening the doors for what's her name?
Yes, just kind of a standard suit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They've got the they're not wearing like sunglasses and earpieces.
Sure.
Like you think of like Secret Service. But other than that, they've got that kind of level of professionalism to them.
They're like ushers, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the vibe. Or like really ritzy ushers.
Like doormen at upper, like high class condo buildings or something.
Doorman at a Hyatt.
Yeah. Except they could, tear you in half.
We don't know that yet.
Maybe not these people in half.
I think as I want to say last bit of these people go in, and they're being let in, Egidia will sidle up to one of these doormen. Just be like, just still being very creepy about it, just like, what's going on?
So you've stealthed up on him, basically.
Yes. I want him to know I could have killed him at any point, but I chose not to.
He kind of gives a start, looks at you. His hand slips into his jacket. Oh, Mr. Luna, I believe.
Yes.
Uh,
Sorry, I have quiet steps.
Clearly. Are you still doing got the whole shadowy intimidation thing going on?
It's as I've gotten there, it's melted back and it's still active, but I'm not. The trick about it is the person has to be enveloped in the shadow.
Oh, like the shadow stretches out from you and
Yeah.
Okay, I see how this works.
I can choose to have it envelop somebody.
Gotcha.
And is not doing that right now.
All right.
Creepiest hug.
There's a meeting tonight.
Interesting clientele for a meeting, given your boss.
She has plenty of space.
She just kind of made it stink about, how some of us looked. Not me, of course.
Oh no, of course not. You're a very sharp dresser, obviously.
Bar.
Okay, you completely roboted there. Or am I the one having problems?
There we go.
No.
It is
You
absolutely
roboted.
me.
Okay.
They roboted.
I was looking at Sarah. You got really still too. So I was like, oh, maybe it's me. If they're both
Now we
doing
all
it.
just freeze at the same time.
We'll wait till Eric comes by and do that again. But no, Judio's like, so do they come here often?
And where you had him startled and he was talking a little, like he starts to collect himself a little bit more. We're not too often, no. I'm not real knowledgeable of their business. I know they have these meetings periodically and they move them around. To various locations around the town that have enough room.
Of course. It's a smart thing for any enterprising anarch to do.
Especially given the conditions in the city.
Mm-hmm. Mind if I just kick back here and listen in? I'm not going to cause a trouble.
We're really not supposed to let anyone outside of the clients and their guests in.
They didn't see me coming this way.
What was that?
They clearly didn't see me coming this way. There's a whole group of them.
Well, yeah, I mean no offense, sir, but they rented out the space as a private party. Yeah.
They spent money to do this.
Oh yes, of course.
Maybe the F word. Maybe I don't know.
He pauses for a second and then realizes it. That would be between them and
them. Yeah, for sure. Fair enough. But when they come here, they're not like stirring anything up, though. They're gonna leave as orderly, I guess, as you can get.
They're not here to cause any problems, is my understanding.
Okay. That's all I need to know.
Though there are a lot of us on duty tonight, just in case anyone gets rambunctious.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm not gonna go in. I'm not gonna cause a fuss. I'm just gonna hang out by this car over here.
Okay. He seemed relieved when you said you weren't going to go inside.
Oh, I never had an intention to go inside. If I just happen to stand by this, this wall here, what are they gonna do?
Well, and you can't be sure which storefront which empty storefront they'd be hanging out in.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know,
it's
they're all at the
Dick's Sporting
carousel.
Goods.
Who knows?
It's the Dick's Sporting Goods.
No, they're all right in the carousel, which is just a great visual. And all these.
It is.
Well, it's why they don't allow anybody
Wow.
else in. Nobody outside the Brujahs can know we're
Yeah,
doing
they
this.
can't know. If it got
They don't
out,
know-
the embarrassment.
I mean, if it got out, I mean, the mocking they get from the true Brujah alone.
That's why it costs so much to rent out the space. It was the hush money, not the carousel.
We gave up immortality for this.
It's really the damage deposit they put down. And, you know, they never get that back.
That's fair.
Well, that was it. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Kick back by the wall, just like arms crossed, very, very nonchalantly, and reintegrate into the shadows.
Yeah, the two guys at these door, they go back to their, you know, they assume the position, but they keep glancing over where the last place they saw you.
And he'll kick back, and heightened senses is still going, so he's gonna try to like focus in. Probably won't get a whole heck of a lot, but better safe than sorry.
You get. Have you ever been outside a club where you could hear the music going through the walls? You know, you couldn't make out. You know, the bass line was most of what you caught. You know, more so than, you know, any kind of lyrics. You kind of get that. They're playing some music loud, and you can hear some people. Every now and then, somebody gets loud enough that you could kind of make out an individual voice, even though you can't make out the words.
They are just having a rave, as far as we can tell.
At this point, yes, because it's early on.
He'll stay there for a few hours.
You get the impression that it's probably over on this side. This side of the mall over here.
Oh, okay. So they just entered through. They entered through where the cinema is.
Right. Well, it's like they're parking in the most closed-in area.
They are on the carousels.
The site is most blocked off.
Okay, that's fair. I'll send a GIF. I'll send a GIF of the jellyfish rave from SpongeBob to the group chat.
I don't know.
Kyle just at the bar going, okay.
That's the one. That's exactly the one he sends.
I figured. All right.
But he's gonna be there in case anything. I don't want to say incriminating, but anything pops up.
If they leave and start being like, we should go burn down that bar.
F
There's
that
always an
bar.
after party.
That's a quick way to spark a fury frenzy.
There's always an after party. Egidio's a college kid. There's always an after party.
There's like 20 or 30 Brujah in here. One pissed off gang girl ain't gonna do much. The little bit the one or two people he takes out, he's gonna take out bad. But you know, he can't get everybody, but the ones he gets.
That's why incendiary rounds from the rooftop.
No, it's
salubre.
no, it's just when you bring out the Molotov cocktails.
Oh yeah,
What
piss off the mall owner.
To be fair, she let them go crazy and then come over here. So Go ahead.
Egidio will probably not call, but send in the emojis of like briefcase, handshake, briefcase.
Two briefcases? What?
I can't visualize the meme, but I kind of know what you mean.
The maybe the album cover for Pink Floyd. The
Oh, where the one guy's on fire.
Yeah.
Mm.
Roll for Rot Shrek. I'm kidding.
All right. Eventually, Egidio, you can hear the music die down. And you get more the impression that it's one person talking with other people yelling occasionally.
Ah, okay.
And that goes on for a couple more hours. Meanwhile, Kyle, y'all are getting ready to shut down the bar on your side.
Yeah.
You've probably even let a few of the employees have even kind of bigged off and gone home early, just based on how little cleaning up there is to do because the customers were so sparse.
Yeah.
A few of them are a little concerned about if this keeps up for very long. Even if you don't start laying people off, there's not a whole lot of tips now.
Yeah.
And there's some discussion on whether they should split all the tips or. But
is there any kind of report if the is it having like some tables outside for like food or stuff helped any? So technically still within compliance, because you can spread them out outside a little bit, just reduce.
Oh yeah, you did want to do that last session.
Well, this has only been the next day, so you haven't had a whole ton of time to.
Yeah.
So y'all are still kind of picking out which ones you're going to get. Your assistant manager, or whatever you call your head guy. He's.
Did that venture give out? Her contact information?
Nope.
She did not give her. She gave you the card for her child or Robert.
Okay.
Yeah, she gave that to Kyle.
Egidio, give me a wits awareness.
Absolutely. That's what he's doing here. Awareness, aspects. Ooh, I'm gonna re-roll, spend a willpower and re-roll. Yep, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay.
Just fishing for a crit a little bit there, but I got more success.
You're mostly trying to focus in on kind of what's going on inside. But you notice something coming from the roof of the mall. Like, crunching a gravel, somebody's walking up there. Then you just make out a little bit of a zipping. And it sounds like metal being put together. Like something being screwed together.
Hang on, I have a gift for this, and that I will put in the group chat.
We always have a gift for this.
I'll say if Kyle were there and he could hear that, he'd know exactly what that is.
Yeah, no. Egidio's gonna send this gift, and
Because that's literally his background. Yeah.
Okay, so the two of you in the bar get a gift of
Ned Flanders assembling a
Ned
sniper
Flanders.
rifle.
Time to go.
Perhaps you should contact that phone number.
Yeah.
As
And
we
as he's walking, he's pulling out the business card, dialing the number for Robert.
It rings twice. And then a man with a fairly deep voice answers. This is Robert Bruce.
Hello, Robert Bruce. My name's Kyle Adams. I was given your business card from a mutual associate.
Oh yes, they mentioned that. I'll be honest, I didn't expect you to call quite this soon.
This unfortunately has nothing to do with that meeting. Are you aware of the fact that your employer has a very large gathering happening at her place of business right now?
Yes, sir. I'm running security there.
Okay. Well, one of my own associates attending the party has brought something to my attention that is a bit concerning on the roof of the establishment. You might want to have someone check that.
I will send some people up. Thank you, sir.
Not a problem, just looking out for my neighbors.
We appreciate it.
Have a good night.
He hangs up.
Gonna listen for the eventual.
you just see a body get thrown off the roof. Do we go over, or should we stay inside in case they're aiming that our direction? I mean, we can generally handle things, but that's a lot to handle. Wait, are there any of the wait staff left, or is everyone pretty much gone?
The assistant manager guy is just kind of finishing up, tallying up the receipts or whatever.
Yeah, Kyle say, I'll take care of that. You go ahead and go home for the night.
Oh, okay, boss. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
As soon as he opens the door,
Gallagher melon.
his head just turned into a grapefruit.
That would be rolls. That would be rolls involved. Because there might be a gangrel hell-bent in frenzy going for the roof of that wall. Taking out one of his employees, that it might be kind, but that's one of Kyle's.
I think at this point, Egidio is listening for an eventual scuffle. Do I see any of the attendants go inside?
You see both of the guys close to where you are. They don't leave their post. But you see them both kind of check their phones.
Emma's also contacting.
And then they while they were paying attention before, their heads are very much on swivels now. And what was that, Sarah?
Emma just is also sending back gifts of calls been made.
Thumbs up emoji.
But
I love how our group chat is just memes.
That's how you circumvent the masquerade.
Memes are a language unto themselves.
Yeah, they are.
And we're all relatively young kindred to understand them.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's the trick. The elders wouldn't have a clue.
I love doing that with Kyle. Not Kyle, with Samuel last game. It's
What is yeet?
all these younger ones are like memeing and stuff, and he's just over there like, huh? Because
Throwing the phone upside down, like.
I mean, he was from World War II, so.
Anyway, Egidio,
Hmm?
you hear a roof access open, and it sounds like people just scrambling out.
Anyone jumping my way?
Well, no, this is all coming up from the roof.
Okay.
But you hear the sound of what you were assuming was the rifle being put together, of that hitting the ground, and what sounds like blades being drawn. Shink.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
I think I'm gonna spook the. I think I'm gonna spook one of the guys again.
How did Gidio get shot? The lols.
No. One of the guys, one of the attendants here.
Wow.
Still get shot.
Yeah, if you step out of the shadows again, he starts.
Yep.
Not quite as strong a reaction this time.
Hey, is there rooftop access?
Inside.
Why is it inside? Why wouldn't it be outside? That's inefficient.
And the other guy's like, oh wait, around
okay.
front where there's the delivery thing, I think there's a ladder attached.
Cool. All right, be well. And he goes that way. This is how Egidio gets shot.
Yeah. Or
So
one of the two.
basically, you run around the mall,
Mhm.
and there is a section in the front of the mall where you can. It's like the mall has a notch in it, but there's a wall that comes out half blocks it, and delivery trucks can like park back in there.
There's one of those ladders. There's one of those ladders that has like the covering around it, right?
Right.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
And there's like some air conditioning stuff on the ground back behind that too, and I think there's some dumpsters.
Yep.
You know, it's all stuff you have to have, but you know they
You don't want to see.
they sort of conceal it.
They put it off to the side, yeah.
Yeah.
Egidio climbed the ladder very quietly.
It's all metal, and you're having to scramble up around that kind of box.
Activate Silence of Death.
All right, what does that do exactly?
It muffles my sound.
Okay, it's like obfuscate, but for sound.
Yes. Now,
Okay, you get up there. Give me a wits awareness.
wits, awareness, aspect. Oh, baby. That's critical.
Good or bad? Ew.
That is 5 successes.
Oh, nice.
Well, I will spend a willpower to reroll, so we'll see where that goes. All right, 4 successes still, but I got rid of the crit.
All right. And you could hear
Is that
some
kind of-
scuffling going on, but you were running, so you know, and then climbing, so you can't make out what's going on. You just know there was noise up there, but by the time you finish climbing to the top, everything's quiet.
Good quiet, bad quiet.
I guess that kind of depends on your point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait, that's not what I needed. When you get up there, you see two people, clearly some of the security guys. Two of them don't seem to be moving hardly at all. And one guy seems to be struggling to, he's got his hand on the air conditioning unit and is like struggling to get himself picked up.
But they're all the security detail.
Yes.
Is that rifle there?
Oh no.
You do see the rifle laying on the ground where it was dropped.
I'll take the rifle.
No, hang on. I gotta tell you what you actually. All of that you see without having to make a roll. What you had to roll was to see the guy hiding behind one of the air units. That, once you come up on top, it's like he's circling around trying to come up at you.
Okay.
He has a sword, or not a sword, but a fairly large, like, combat knife in both hands.
Okay. He's coming at me to, like, swing at me.
You get the impression that he's, like, circling around. Like, maybe he's waiting for you to walk forward and try to get behind you, or come at you from the side.
Mm.
He's trying to be stealthy, clearly.
It's not working.
Well, he got 4 successes. I mean, most of the time it would have worked.
4 successes.
I'd also like to state, for the record, Kyle is still walking for the mall.
You would probably have seen a GDO run around and climb up that thing.
In which case, he will pick up speed.
Emma's jogging behind. Has her weapon with her.
Just in case, I will rouse. I do not get hungrier, and I'll activate toughness.
I'm just picturing the assistant manager driving away. What are they doing? It's a weird couple. It's just a weird couple.
I will blood surge for my dexterity. I'm good.
All right, so he is coming at you. What are you doing?
Okay. I will attempt to dodge in such a way that I'm using to, like, have him come off the roof.
In such a way as to, and then you went silent.
So to use his own momentum against him so that he falls off the roof. In other words.
Okay.
Is your shadow thingy still active, or was that deactivated?
It is, but it isn't.
Okay.
It isn't going to do anything here. That's more for social.
Just
This
wanted
guy
to double
is-
check.
Not social
All right.
with me.
Aw.
So he's coming at you with Dex melee.
Mhm.
And you would be rolling.
Probably dexterity.
Might be brawl.
Blood surge, because I don't have anything. I don't have anything in either athletics or, which would be the two I would.
I'll be right back.
You already blood surged your dex.
Yeah, so that's why I blood surged, to be honest.
Okay.
So I still have a formidable amount of dice. It's just not
Okay.
aided by anything.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll let that one go.
That was not a great roll at all. 2
Oh, he's
successes.
dead. That's critical again. I'm gonna let this one go.
All right, so a messy critical.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Our-
5, 6, 7 successes.
Our dice just really like to give you story stuff, Jason.
You know what didn't in the previous vampire game? Roll
A lot of
20,
messy
because Roll 20 loves you.
He does not love me.
All right.
7 successes for what it's worth.
Sweet Jeebus.
Mm.
All right. So
I'm trying
messy
to, like,
critical.
Aikido this, and then he just, like, it's like, nope. Whoop.
I'll say that or what you do fails.
Hmm.
One of the two.
I fall off the roof.
Or it'd be like, or you grab them, like take you both.
I'd be cool with that.
And you were blood surging your dicks?
My dexterity, yes.
Okay. Let's see. Gain 1 or more stains. I can't really see that being appropriate here. Masquerade breach? Potentially. Lose an advantage dot. Let me look at your advantages right quick.
I don't think any of my advantages would come into play here.
Probably not, but I'm just going to glance.
By all means.
Alright, disciplines, specialties.
It would be in the blood and XP, I think. Chronicle.
Details, maybe?
Oh, you're looking at it. I forgot.
Yeah, the advantages is in Chronicle,
Oh, okay. There we go.
and it's there's backgrounds and merits and flaws.
Mm-hmm. A lot of my stuff is just stuff that happens to me.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Cupcake.
I will say the clan compulsion for me is that accurate.
You broke up.
You broke up. What was that? Clan compulsion is
That I have to accurately predict a death, or not accurately. I have to predict a death. It doesn't have to be accurate. Actually, I forgot.
all right. So what you do? You know, he runs up, get ready to knife you. There's something glistening on the blades. So he goes make a stab. You basically grab a wrist, kind of pull him across. The other hand hits him about right on the hip, and you throw him up and over the side.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna watch
a
him as he
body go
falls.
sail.
And yeah, he just goes flying off onto the onto the asphalt. I mean, it's a bad landing. I mean, he's a Kindred. It ain't doing that much to him.
Should probably secure him. Beating up.
Yeah, Kyle will be.
But the two of you are running faster, and he hits. I mean, just shoulder, head. It looks bad. Like I said, if he were mortal, he's dead. Just the way he landed, he dead. Of course, being a Kindred, he starts to immediately sit back up.
Sit down.
Kyle and Emma, as you're running behind you, you hear kind of the squealing of tires. Well, not the squealing of tires. You hear somebody slam on their brakes and skid just slightly.
The manager.
And then the car speeds up, and if you glance over your shoulder, you see the manager's car turning around and cutting through the parking lot because he just saw a guy take a header off a.
Would he have though? Would he have really cared that much to keep watching them walk across the parking lot?
Not if there hadn't been a messy critical roll, no.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I missed the messy critical part.
Yeah. If a GDO had just gotten 7 successes, dude would never have noticed.
Damn it.
You go. I'll take care of him.
Read my mind, thank you.
Can't actually do that. The stereotype.
No, that's what she was thinking. She's like, not actually a thing we do, but yeah.
Turn of phrase.
Go into the car.
Well, like I said, he zips across the parking lot. Him being in a car, he'll probably get there about the time Kyle does.
Now she's trying to wave him down.
I ain't been on attention to that.
Damn it.
He is now focused on. Holy crap! Is that guy dead? No, he's moving. Oh, he probably shouldn't be moving after he landed like that.
And now, I think Egidio, assuming this guy fucking died, is gonna take his rifle at this point.
Okay.
We'll let that happen down there.
Okay. Succeeded 1 rouse check, failed the second, so I have 1 dot of hunger.
Okay.
But my strength is boosted to 6, and I do activate prowess.
His hands are now rated E for everyone.
No, he's gonna make sure he stays down and gets medical attention. Just make sure he stays down.
It's aggressive medical attention.
No, he's just gonna.
Sir, I'm demanding you stay.
He's having a hand on his chest and you're gonna stay here.
Trying to be Mjolnir here.
Basically.
You are not worthy.
So Kyle, about the time you're getting to him, the car pulls up and your manager guy, starts to get over it.
If Emma saw the car move, she would have just started trailing after the car too. So
Okay. So y'all are all kind of getting there. You know, Emma's trailing a little bit behind, but the car and Kyle get there about the same time.
Yeah.
Egidio, you're like, well, they can handle it now. I'll get my gun.
Well, also Egidio will. he takes that and he goes to the security detail. He's like, "You okay? How'd it feel?"
They seem to be having, all of them look like they're trying to move, but they're having a little bit of trouble.
Hey, fingers. I would like to roll medicine. As a medical practitioner.
Okay. Not sure how much that will affect given their kindred, but you can roll it.
Oh no, I'm not trying to see why they're like unmoving, especially if they're kindred. Oh my god. This laptop. Hang on, one moment. There we go. Cool. Intelligence medicine? Casey?
Intelligence medicine, you said you had how many successes?
I'm asking if that's the roll.
Oh, yeah. Give me that. Yeah. Yes, give me that roll.
6. Is it 6? Yes, it's 6. And I don't think forensics comes into play. Well, maybe it does. You tell me. Active crime scene?
No, I don't think so.
Jesus. 1 success. 6 dice, and I rolled 1.
All three of them have been cut.
Yep.
But it doesn't look like a particularly bad cut.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you can see the slit in the sleeve. One guy got it across the gut.
But they've all made contact with.
Yeah, I mean, even on a mortal, these look like they'd be superficial wounds. But it's clearly hurt. It has clearly hurt these guys. I was talking about them having trouble moving, but I misremembered exactly what the power did.
Okay.
But yeah, they look like they're hurting. And you notice the wound isn't like, none of them have closed the wound up yet.
It looks like it's festering, maybe.
Yeah, if you take the time to get up and closely examine it, you can see that something ain't right there. And there's something around the wound that doesn't look like it's their own blood or own vitae.
Egidio
looks like it might be the same stuff that was on the blade.
I think Egidio will immediately text their packing to the group chat.
All right. Well, nobody got time to check that now. No way.
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
Meanwhile, in the parking lot. All right, Kyle, you're walking up to this guy. He's basically sitting up.
And then hand.
You're impressed. He took that fall, but he has kept his knives in his hand.
Yeah, and he's trying to keep him pinned to keep the knives out of play.
All right. Give me a
fight roll.
I guess it would be brawl, because wrestling is not a separate something.
Nope. This is grappling, which is my specialty.
Does grappling fall under brawl or athletics?
It's brawl specifically.
Brawl.
Okay.
That's what the predator type is.
Yeah, it's one of the specialties you specifically get for being an alley cat.
Gotcha.
Is specialty brawl grappling.
Aggressive hugs.
So.
Well, definitely roll your aggressive hugs.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to knife you as you come up on him. Oops. Come on, dude. You got a better dice pool than this. He gets 2 on his dice.
Oh,
I got,
buddy.
I got 5.
Oh, wait. He would have had a specialty with his knives. Hang on.
Mm.
Okay, so he got 3.
Still 5.
I still beat him by 2.
So where he comes with the knife, you manage to grab his wrists and kind of cross his arms over his chest and hold him down.
Mm-hmm.
Cut him with his own knives.
No, don't.
Yeah. Well, the threat's there.
Yeah.
But
No.
so yeah, you got him by the wrist. You got his pinned down. You kind of crouched over him.
No, he's not crouched over. He's like literally like sitting on this dude, just about. Doesn't have his full weight on him, but he's like on him.
Your co-manager, assistant manager.
Emma's moving to intercept them.
We really need to give him a name if we haven't already.
We'll work it out when I'm not high on drugs. Because
illegal drugs.
or
now would be the best time.
all right, what's his name? Joe Bob Brady. It's Alabama. That almost sounds like a real name.
Ezekiel. There we go.
Zeke.
Everyone just calls him Zeke.
Call him Zeke, yeah.
Yeah, everyone calls him Zeke. His name's Ezekiel. Ezekiel Bradley.
Zeke or Z?
Yeah. You made me come up with one on the spot. You get to deal with
No,
it.
I thought you were doing a Marvel character, but I think that was I don't think he was Ezekiel. I think he was Elijah. I know it was a biblical name.
Yes.
I didn't know that was a Marvel character. Okay.
Hang
That
on,
was the
just
guy
1
who
second.
was the Captain America or he was
The battery in this
Captain
headset
America.
don't last no more. Luckily, I have wires. All right,
Eli Bradley.
Yeah.
Eli. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Ezekiel or Zeke.
Need to add that to the.
Yeah, he's jumping out of his car. Boss, be careful. He's probably hurt his neck.
That's why I'm trying to get these knives out of his hands.
Emma intercepting.
Okay, I mean, you know, you kind of get up in front of him.
Hey.
Excuse me, ma'am.
They were filming. It's actually, I think, Kyle, that's a dummy. They were, remember that movie they were filming? She's using like Obey and kind of cloud memory as like a 1-2 punch. Rolling routes check for Obey. I get hungry, but it's worth it.
Okay, and you know, Zeke's a normal old mortal fella, so.
They had to do it here because all the restrictions they're putting in place, they had to do it at night. That's why all those trucks were back there. They're filming a movie or something. It's low budget, but...
It's a snuff film.
I think this was like something with an assassin and clowns and bikers. I don't know.
Oh, okay. He starts to calm down some.
That's actually probably just you know those dummies they make that have like the actual blood packs in them? That's probably what it is, and Kyle's gonna feel really silly about this later.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, he wasn't the only one fooled.
Yeah, he meant well. I think they brought in that information before he got here, and everything that was going on, we forgot to tell him.
All right. Kyle, the guy is trying to get loose from you.
Go on home. We'll see you tomorrow, man.
Now, you said you were going to try to cloud memory on him a little bit, too?
Yeah, just to, like, make him not remember that it was a human. That's why she said it was a dummy.
All right, so let me handle this with Kyle right quick.
What the
How did you messy critical?
2 successes, because that's all this guy can get.
This is not a messy critical. I got a success on the hunger dice, the one that I have. However, I got 5 criticals on the normal dice.
Alrighty. But there's no critical on the hunger dice, so...
Right,
So
hold
Jason
on.
doesn't care.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
He's
7,
not
8,
moving
9,
is the bottom line. He only got 2.
That's 14 successes.
Oh,
So you keep him pinned down there. You throw one knee kind of on his leg. So from Zeke's point of view, yeah, things just laying there. You know, I could have sworn it was starting to sit back up, but I guess that was just it bouncing off the ground or something.
Yeah, probably they probably have to keep it hollow to keep like the fake blood in it. They have a place to put it. Just going home, man. It's been a long day.
So Zeke's laughing as he gets back in his car. Hey, I'll see y'all tomorrow night.
See you later, Z.
See ya.
And he turns and drives off.
As he's just staring down the Kindred that he has effectively pinned.
Emma, like, what the actual fuck is going on?
On
Like
a
peeking up at the roof.
On a grapple, one of the options you have is to deal damage. Well within your right to take 12 points of superficial damage.
Yeah.
But thing is that 14 dice roll was with a mortal right there.
Yeah.
All of those points have gone into making sure this other Kindred is completely still to look like a dummy.
So Egidio, the guys up top are starting to move around a little better. And they're talking about just how much that hurts, though. They haven't felt,
Back pocket.
Pulls out the phone, calls the last number for the security guy, just as that's going on.
As you're doing that, some of the security guys are already kind of running around.
I'm glad you're feeling better. And Egidio will slide down the ladder nonchalantly.
Rifle slung over his back. You get the little briefcase, the guy taking it out?
Yes. Like I said, this guy's effectively dead, so in Egidio's mind.
Oh! But looking at the rifle, you know how back in the day, they'd do the rifles that had the little rocket-propelled grenades like on them?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, sick.
That's what this guy was getting ready to use.
Yes, let's go.
He only had the one shot.
That's fine.
That's all you need.
But yeah,
only needed one.
That and a pile of Kindred, though.
Yeah, Rorschach.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't Brujah especially susceptible to frenzy? That would have gone great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they suffer a penalty equal to their bane severity to resist frenzy, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Emma's making a call.
But the security guys run up with you. You know, with you having them pinned, they force the knives out of the guy's hands pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. All right, who the hell are you?
He just stares at you in silence.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that easy.
I'm sure. What was the lady's last name? The Ventru.
Woodard.
I'm sure Miss Woodard has ways to elicit answers from people. She seems very efficient.
Kyle, you recognize his voice, having spoken to him briefly on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But Robert's like, perhaps we should take this inside.
Yeah, considering we just had to turn away one of my mortal employees as an almost masquerade breach.
I was just about to ask if you knew who's in that vehicle, but that's taken care of.
That is 100% taken care of.
Very good, man.
Yep. He's one of mine.
Understood. So y'all drag this guy back inside.
Yeah, Kyle, he's still potent and blood surge, so he's like bear hugging this guy into the
Dangling.
Yeah,
Egidio creeps up and is like, I'm keeping the gun.
That's a nice gun.
Kyle looks back and is like,
Hi.
no, his eyes like zoom in on the gun itself. He's like, how many Brujah are in there, Robert?
About 34, I believe.
That would have been bad.
It's an inside conversation. Let's go.
So up to the door, two security guys open the door, let y'all in.
Is there a Brujah riding the carousel?
No, the carousel is taken.
A missed opportunity. That was earlier when the rave was going on. They were writing it.
That's fair.
Who knows?
They're in the meeting now. They can't ride during the meeting.
Yeah, and you can hear a lot of loud political conversation going on.
A lot of grandstanding about what they want to do, and then they do nothing.
Yeah, lots of talks about how they should take it to the Camarilla.
And then they do nothing.
Look how many of us there are. We should just pour over there into that hospital, take it.
But we're not. Maybe tomorrow.
And it's not all just the really boisterous stuff, Some of it's more, as you're walking, somebody changes the subject to how the city should be run once the Camarilla are fully expelled from it. Discussing how to get all the small baronies, how to keep them kind of united in the face of, even if you expel the Camarilla, they're going to try to make an attempt to retake the city. Be prepared for that. Not wanting to fall into infighting. Oh, we have a Misty Mountain streaming in the chat.
Howdy.
Welcome.
Hello.
They say vampire. Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
Caught us in our last half hour, but glad to have you.
Yep. So anyway, yeah, you drag this guy down past the carousel.
You can ride it.
Don't talk, we'll make you ride the carousel.
Basically, it sounds like the meeting is going on in this last big building, or last big storefront. Which is, I forget what used to be there, but it's, that end's been closed for a little bit.
The big Claire's.
But,
I mean, there's a Sears and a Belk, so.
It's a JCPenney's.
Oh, yeah, there's a JC's over there, too.
Oh, no, there it isn't.
But,
it's a 5-star outlet, though.
It's a Ross.
The Belks used to be the JCPenney's. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. But, anywho. So they drag you dragging back in, not into one of the storefronts, but into one of those just random little doors that opens up into a narrow hallway that goes back to some of the offices.
Fantastic.
And when you get back there, you see Miss Woodard. When the three of you walk in, she gives you a nod. Barons.
Howdy.
I'll admit, I did not expect to see you again so soon.
I wish
guys
we were
stopped
under
meeting
better
like this.
circumstances.
Well, Kyle's not really saying much. He's currently focused on keeping this dude locked up in bear hug so he doesn't get away.
You just hear slow cracks.
Just ribs going one by one.
As his soul turns a little bit. Miss Woodard, it's good to see you again.
Baronet. What have you brought me?
Well, considering the firearm my compatriot is currently touting, someone who was probably going to cause all the brouhaha in that room to fall into Royshrick.
She steps over and kind of looks at the gun. I'm no firearms specialist, but that looks like an explosive.
Yeah, it does.
It is.
We're not forthcoming with information, but we feel that you may have a more persuasive touch.
While this is our domain, this is your territory.
Oh, well, she does appreciate you acknowledging that.
Kowtow.
But, please bring him this way. And there is just outside the office. It looks on the outside. It looks like a janitor's closet, or like a little storage. You open it up, and you can tell on the inside it's all reinforced.
Okay.
Nice.
Uh,
Respect.
reinforced and probably soundproofed, or at least a fair amount of sound dampening. You know, you don't want to be interrupted.
No, no.
There's also not a doorknob on the inside.
You don't want to be interrupted.
Exactly.
You have to like do the credit card trick to get out.
Yeah, you have to know the secret knock to have the door open.
Or have a Kyle tear the door off.
And there's a very sturdy-looking chair bolted to the floor, and they, you know, she gestures Kyle for you to put him in the seat, and they chain him in.
Yeah, he'll put him in the seat and will hold him down still with that surge strength and prowess until they have him chained down.
Okay.
Ooh, how Dark Ages. I like it.
Sometimes simple solutions work best.
Of course. Occam's razor and all that.
Would Egidio have said anything about the knives as far as what they did?
Not yet.
Okay.
If you look at the text message, you'll see they're packing text
It'd be rude to check it in front of Woodard.
in front of an active torture situation.
Yeah, that's not like, that's one of those faux pas, you know, no white after Labor Day. Don't check your text messages in the middle of potential torture.
I think Egidio will get closer to his allies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did he have knives?
One of the security guys speaks up. I have them here.
Be real careful with those. They are coated with something.
Oh, I just assumed it was blood, but yeah, it looks almost gel-like.
Yeah, probably don't handle it that way.
Well, he's holding it by the handle, not by the blade.
Gripping him by the handle or by the blade, like.
One of the other security guys tips over and like gets some like latex gloves or something, and then takes them from him.
But those somewhere, the guys up there were paralyzed, so I would love to run that by one of my scanners for science, of course.
If nothing else, it would be a good weapon against the Camarilla if we ever get into open conflict.
Yeah, that, whatever.
Totally for that reason.
But so y'all get him strapped in. Miss Woodard, excuse me a moment. I have someone who specializes in interrogation.
I'll stay in the room just in case I'm still primed, as it were.
As you wish.
For someone of her age, it's probably noticeable his muscles are bulked a bit, and he's tensed up.
Bulging veins everywhere.
It's swole.
I'm not really sure a vampire would do that. Yeah, maybe when they're surging.
I don't think it does.
It rouses
anything
the blood, so.
Visually, it rouses the blood, not the person.
Yeah.
Unless your veins just like get like 3 inches thicker. In which case, see a doctor.
I'll say the only reason I say that is because he has roused strength and activated prowess simultaneously. So
prowess probably do it.
Yeah, he has 2 strength enhancers running right now. He also still has toughness running in case he needs to tank a blow as well.
Egidio will take a quiet, shadowy corner and just get a good front row seat.
So y'all wait about 20 minutes for her specialist to show up. Because this was not somebody that she had on call for a regular security situation. The woman that walks in is maybe 5 foot even.
Love her already.
Big round glasses, very mousy looking. Though not in how she carries herself. You would expect, if you saw a picture of her, you'd expect her to be kind of mousy in person, but she walks with a certain amount of confidence. She greets Robert by name. She greets Miss Woodard. And then she kind of looks at the three of you. No recognition in her face whatsoever. She does not know who you are.
Respectful head nod at the least.
Yeah, she nods back.
Kyle just sort of is a wave in her direction, but his eyes are staying locked on the prisoner in case he needs to react.
Miss Woodard tells her, Tess, this gentleman, she gestures to the guy in the chair. This gentleman here was plotting some mischief, and the barons here managed to intercept him. Her eyes do widen. She does give you a kind of a second look when Woodard calls you the barons. And she proceeds to explain the entire situation. Tess turns around like she's going to ask for something, and you've already got a security guy walking behind her with a chair.
That's awesome.
So she basically, you've got the guy strapped to the chair, she sits her chair down, close enough to kind of be in his personal space.
Good.
What's he going to do about it? Open his eyes? Good.
And she just kind of gets there right there in his face and starts talking to him. There's several minutes of, you've all been around enough, you know she's using Dominate on him. He seems to be doing a fair job of resisting at first. But eventually she gets to the point that she sits back a little bit. I think he's ready to answer some questions now.
Kite Island.
Does Tess know we love them? Already?
Maybe.
Oh.
Depends on how much allspice she's got.
Fantastic.
So she kind of looks at you guys as the barons, and then she looks over at Woodard.
Yeah, Kyle's like, well done.
It's looking at Miss Woodard. He was on your property. The questions should be yours.
Yep. As we said, this is your territory.
Very well. Though, frankly, if he was planning to set 30 Brujah off into a rampage, that probably falls under your jurisdiction. Or in other words, y'all asked the question, so I'm not sitting here talking to myself.
Egidio will get down to this guy's eye level. But so, who sent you?
It's a very good question, and I know who it is, but I don't remember their name. Because I am
Question
storyteller,
deserves
isn't
an
it?
answer.
It's that storyteller moment. I've been there.
Oh yeah, no, it's like I prepared for this. This was an
really
obvious
did.
question that was going to be asked, and I know the answer. But I wrote it down, and that paper's 5 miles over there now.
Yep.
Well, I am blanking on this guy's name.
Ooh, do we get to name him too?
But I know he's come up in conversation before.
Oh, might be in my notes. Let me get my phone.
Oh no, the Tremere came up in...
Yes.
Caleb?
That's not who's saying
Damn.
it, but that may be the name I was thinking. Caleb.
That's the one you were thinking.
Like that was the one from the U-Haul place that they were gonna call.
Mhm.
That's right. That's right. He was sent here by a man named, he tells you he was sent here by Ford Stafford. That is a name that means something to Kyle, not necessarily to the rest of you.
Okay, what does the name mean to Kyle?
Stafford was the Nosferatu Primogen,
Mhm.
and he's one of the Primogen that survived the Second Inquisition and the Anarchs moving in, and he's one of the movers and shakers in what's left of the camp.
You were sent here by the Nosferatu Primogen, one of the major power players of what's left of the Camarilla in the city.
Yes.
He just looks up at Woodard like, how in the hell did you catch his attention?
What was the purpose of frenzying the Brujah?
To weaken this territory.
How did that work out for you?
Not well.
Alright. Now that I've heard that. Weaken the territory for what?
Assault.
By whom?
Camarilla forces.
Numbers, date, time.
Assuming this worked.
Probably at any
He doesn't. I don't have that information. That was not my mission.
What information do you have? And be as thorough as possible.
I was ordered to find the next Anarch rave. And use the weapon provided to trigger a mass frenzy amongst the Brujah. To sow chaos in whatever domain they were meeting in.
How interesting.
And how do you track that?
He picked a couple of known Brujah and basically followed them around and spied on them until he finally caught wind of where the next rave was going to be.
Yeah, you're never really gonna go to a like find a Brujah and be like, man, I wonder what they were thinking. They'll probably say it.
And your
Yeah.
knives?
My preferred weapon.
What's on
What's
them?
coding them?
My blood.
Ah, so don't touch the blades.
Oh.
What clan are you?
I'm a child of Hakim. Or Banu Hakim, if you need a more specific name. And you hear Woodard go, Asimite.
Whatever the chosen nomenclature is.
Were there other events or missions that you were to be sent on once you had concluded this one? Other seeds of chaos that you were to sow?
It was implied that there would be.
You met this Primogen, yes? In
Yes.
person?
Yes.
What do they look like?
They're a nos, but ugly.
Twisted like all Nosferatu. But there is a grace to him.
Was he involved in the attack on the Princess Theater, and what was the other one that the Kemria were at? Got attacked in the
The old historic bank. The old
Is
Decatur
that
bank.
also of his doing?
Not to my knowledge.
And it's kind of like, those are all the questions I can think of.
And Kyle, this would be the first time you've heard of the Banu Hakim indicator.
Mm-hmm. What are the Banu Hakim doing in Indicator?
Bad assassination jobs.
Stafford requested of Prince Deschler to send one of the Hakim send one of us down for a contract.
Which one? Which one is it?
I see. So they're desperate enough to reach out to Huntsville, then.
I wouldn't say desperate. They needed our specific skills. Since I'm recently embraced, they sent me as a sort of test.
He wouldn't be one of the ones we know. Oh well.
No, they'd have
All
probably
coming back to
they'd
Huntsville.
have probably done a little bit better.
Probably. Well, I think we've gotten the information we're going to get out of him. Oh, where did you meet this Primogen?
The city hall. He keeps an office there.
I see.
Which is probably, if not common knowledge, yeah.
And was there anything you were to do once your mission was concluded to signal your success?
No, I was simply to withdraw. If my mission succeeded, that would be signal enough.
Fair enough.
Ain't wrong.
Fair.
I think we've got the information we're going to get out of him.
Miss Woodard, did you have any further question for him?
She probably asked a few questions about like how did she track down the particular Brujah and this, that, and other, but nothing that seems overly important comes out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she fills in a few blanks, but it's nothing.
I think Egidio will look at his fellow barons and go, well, if it's okay with you guys, I think she's got the punishment down.
Again, her property.
Mm-hmm. However you want to punish him is up to you.
Tess, I think we should send him back to his boss.
That sounds like a lovely idea.
I'm assuming there's also something else Tess will do to influence him, to, if not change his ways, to inform us of his ways.
She's like, oh no, that's not the plan. Tess, dear, send him back with a unremembered command to kill Stafford the moment he sees him. She looks over at y'all. This probably won't work. It'd probably just get this young man destroyed, but yeah.
It's effective though.
Punishment fit the crime.
You know, if he happens to survive but fails, well, then we really lost nothing. He's fodder. if he happens to succeed, then we've taken out, we've used a pawn to take out, a bishop.
Mm-hmm.
Either way.
Egidio shudders at the mention of bishop.
Very well then. I believe we will be leaving this in your associate's capable hands.
Oh yes, Tess is very good at what she does.
Oh. Alright, very well.
May I ask that perhaps we inform the Brujah leaders that they have their associates and companions perhaps keep it quieter next time, so they are aware of what happened, as well as who prevented something from happening.
I'll have Robert mention it to them, but it's you can't make the rabble behave.
But if they understand what was prevented, perhaps they'll appreciate it. Every little brick in a fortress helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as I said, I will certainly have Robert tell them. And she looks over at Robert. Robert gives a yes, ma'am.
Very well.
If you'd like, I have some medical skill with Kindred. I could check on your men if they are still injured.
They seem to be shaking it off when I was getting back.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
They didn't get hit hard, but whatever was on that blade, which is his vitae, seemed to stop them in their tracks.
She nodded. The Assamites can have poisoned blood, or can have poisoned blood.
Nothing a day's sleep won't clear then.
Most likely not.
If you have need of it, you know how to get in contact with me.
Of course. And with that, Robert offers to walk y'all out.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle will stop before he leaves and will look at Woodard.
Mm-hmm.
The next time a gathering like this happens, though, in this domain, we need to know about it.
Of course. I apologize. This was arranged back before you took over. It should have occurred to me to tell you when I was at the bar earlier today.
Yes, and I understand that. But this was almost a potential masquerade breach within your own territory.
It will not happen again.
Have a good night.
You as well.
Good night.
Good night,
I
Mr.
just
Ritter.
nod.
She still looks at Emma like, I'm going to figure that out.
Emma's getting used to that.
Everyone's looking at Emma like she's fried chicken.
Well,
That's dangerous.
Except for Kyle, he's just like, oh, okay, sure.
Levon is looking at her like, I know she's low clan, but I can't figure out which clan. Not Bruhan, or not Bruhan's not low clan, but not Gangrel. Gotta be Ravnos.
Nos has been eliminated, clearly.
Alright, so y'all make y'all's way back out.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like the meeting is maybe starting to break up.
Okay.
Because Gidio had been listening for several hours. But
Yeah.
If we're not about to break session yet, Egidio would like to go along to see the rabble as they're leaving.
well, it's 9:30, so we were about to.
Yeah, I know.
But you can definitely camp out somewhere and watch them leave. I mean, you can go climb back on top of the roof.
I think Egidio would stalk into a JCPenney, get some and a shirt before he does that.
Shoplifting.
There's security cameras. And metal gates. and you're stealing from a much older kindred's territory.
Fine. Puts the tag back, snaps the tag back on the thing.
All right. So anyway, y'all pull out of the mall. Like I said, you can watch them leave if you want to.
Yeah.
But we're gonna wrap here for the evening.
Quick thing.
Mhm.
Well, two things technically. First, what do I need to make for the remorse check?
Oh,
Because
good looking at.
depending on how this goes will determine what he does. Second thing.
All right. So you got one stain tonight.
I do, yes.
So you roll the leftover, the other blank tracks of humanity.
That, yeah.
So you're rolling 3 dice, I believe.
Okay.
And you need
And
at
I just
least,
have-
and you
I
just
have to
you
get
just
one
need a
success.
success. You just need a success.
I got 2.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay, so with that, as he reconciles the fact that it had to happen, he's gonna pull out the phone, look at it for a minute, type in the number that he got for Kathy Finn, because I'm gonna move the relationship map because that is go white. And he will just send one message.
Okay. What do you sending Kathy? Since you were supposed to be sending her a message today.
Yes. Well, what he's going to send her is, go enjoy your life. Keep yourself, your family, and your friends safe. Lose this number. And never search for people like us.
All right. You don't get it.
Like,
You don't get a
Well,
response,
no. He won't add the and never search for people. I guess he'll say and lose this number.
but okay.
Because that last part is technically.
yeah.
It's right on the border.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, letting her walk around with the knowledge she's got, however little that actually is breach. Is a breach, but you know.
Yeah, but after the talk that he had with Emma and having to reconcile, rein the beast in to fight for his own humanity. That be what's happening.
Alrighty. So basically, you feel guilty about what you did earlier, so you decide, maybe I shouldn't enslave this person. It's fair.
Basically.
Because I'll be honest, I was totally going to lay into the whole drug addict aspect of ghouls. I was going to beat you over the head with it. Oh, well.
I'm sure one of us will have some kind of bad choices later that you can be
All right.
glad with.
Beat us over the head with a shovel.
But we will wrap up here. Hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed this session.
Yeah.
I did.
Making new friends.
Yep.
Judio finally won a combat encounter.
Yes.
And got a fun toy.
It's one use.
At one
but,
time used fun toy,
Yeah.
but yes.
But anyway, I hope anybody that came by, I know we had Misty Mountain streaming in the chat briefly. Or maybe they're still here, who knows. But hope anybody comes by and watches later or listens to it later. You enjoyed it. Hope you come back next week. If you're looking for more gaming, you can check the schedule below. There are other games on Direbear. We've got a new GM that has joined up, but they're doing a bi-weekly game. I'm not exactly sure when that one is starting. Just keep your eye on the schedule.
Join the Discord.
Student TM.
Join the Discord. There's a Patreon.
There is.
Speaking of the Patreon, there's somebody I need to shout out.
Shout out patrons.
This would be, I think it's the adept tier, and it would be Mama Bear.
Hey.
I have no idea who Mama Bear is, but we appreciate your support.
Yeah.
So with that, we will see y'all next week. Everybody wave.